With the release of the new Engine Prime Go Plus, I thought it'd be fun to give a comparison between the two battery-powered all-in-one Engine OS pieces of gear. So here we have that new Prime Go Plus and the latest from Numark, their top-of-the-line Engine all-in-one, the Mixstream Pro Go. Now, these two share a lot of similarities because they're Engine OS devices, but each one has their pros, and I guess conversely, they have cons because the other ones have the pros. So let's go over the pros of the Prime Go Plus first. So first and foremost would have to be the build quality of the Prime Go Plus. This thing is a lot heavier. There's a lot more metal construction with this device in comparison to the all plastic fantastic Mixstream Pro Go. Next, we have the faster processor and more efficient processor in the Prime Go Plus. This thing boots up faster than the Mixstream Pro Plus, or Mixstream Pro Go, I'm sorry. And of course, this has a more efficient battery, meaning you'll get more battery life out of this device in comparison to the original Prime Go. Next, we have the better effects in this device. Here you have a plethora of effects, all the different effects that you get in standalone Denon engine devices that you'd see on, the Prime 4, the Prime 2, etc. This, you really only have the 4 effects right here: the echo, flanger, delay, and phaser. While I do like that there's paddles for activating these effects, you really only get those 4. You do have the touch effects, which give you a bit more, but they're not as easy to use, so I give the nod to the Prime Go Plus. And finally, I'll say that the Prime Go Plus has better inputs and outputs. If you look at the back of this device, you not only get XLR outputs, you also get 1/4-inch booth outputs as well as an aux in, which is really nice. And you also get RCA outs, and then 2 mic inputs that are combo jacks, so you get XLR and 1/4-inch on that. And then you compare that to the inputs and outputs of the Numark Mixstream Pro Go. It's really just the XLR outputs. You don't have any booth output, but we'll get to the reason why in a second. Then of course you have your RCA output as well that's connected to the master, and that's pretty much it. You do have a mic jack here in the front, but it's just a 1/4-inch, and of course no aux in, which would be helpful, especially in a situation like a private event or a wedding when you might need to run like your iPhone or another input. It's just not possible on this device, at least hardwired. Now let's talk about the pros of this device, the Mixstream Pro Go. First and foremost, the easiest to see is the size of the jog wheel. In comparison, sitting right next to each other, it's a huge difference between the jog wheel on the Go Plus in comparison to the Mixstream Pro Go. This feels more like, entry-level controller size. This is a lot smaller, and while you still can cut and you can still scratch on this, because of the size, it makes it a little bit more difficult. This feels a lot more comfortable, as well as pitch bending, because these sit a lot higher than this does. This makes it a lot easier to pitch bend, in my opinion. Next, the one plus that I really like about this, and why I find myself using this device a lot, is the built-in speakers. Now, for both of these, since they're battery powered, I can literally just plug in a USB stick, sit on the couch, and get to practicing and just working on things, even creating playlists and stuff like that. But with this device, I'm gonna need to bring headphones with me if I want to do that kind of couch DJing. With this, all I need is this device and I can get started because of the built-in speakers. Next, I will say one cool thing about this, which I really like, is the Serato DJ integration. Unfortunately, right now, the Prime Go Plus doesn't have any Serato integration, so you can't plug up your laptop and use Serato with it. And as you know, Serato is one of my favorite DJ softwares. I still use it a lot. With this, not only can you use it as a Serato DJ controller, but The integration with it is really nice. You even get moving waveforms when using Serato with this device that you don't see on a lot of controllers with screens, which is really cool, and especially at this price. So the nod goes to the Mixstream Go, or Mixstream Pro Go. And then finally, the last plus I will give this is the fact that this device has two USB inputs for USB sticks, which means that you could tag team with another DJ or have a backup library. You can run two USBs, which is really handy. Unfortunately, with the Prime Go, you only get the single USB input. And of course, you do have the SD card slot here on the front, which gives you two inputs, but not a lot of US stick DJs or USB DJs use SD cards. And this one has the the SD slot as well. So you actually get three inputs on this, which gives you more options and more flexibility. Now, after thinking about the pros of each one, which one would I pick? Which one would I suggest? It really depends. If you're looking for something that's going to be rock solid that you can have like as a backup controller, or have, just as a device that you're going to use a lot and take on the road, this might be the one to go with just because of the better build quality. If you're looking for something that you could do that kind of couch DJ and couch practicing with, you might want to go with the Mixstream Pro Go. Just because of the bigger jog wheels, it makes it a little bit easier to use and just kind of work on, as well as the built-in speakers. It can't be said enough that this is a great feature I'd love to see on more controllers. But then you have to think about the price difference. There's hundreds of dollars of difference between these two pieces of gear. I'll go ahead and put the prices right here. So you have to think about how much you're willing to spend on an all-in-one. Functionally, as far as dealing with the software, they're pretty much the same since they both run the latest versions of Engine OS. But like I said, because of the better processor in the Prime Go Plus, this does work a little bit faster, but this is no slouch either. I can comfortably DJ on this. The one part that you see the difference in processor is probably the battery life as well as the boot up time for this device. It does take a little bit longer to boot up in comparison to this, and then also analyzing tracks if you haven't done that previously, taking your USB stick to the computer and using Engine on your computer, or if you're processing a record box stick, which I pretty much do all the time. Processing on this is going to be a lot faster than processing on this one, so that's just something to keep in mind. But at the end of the day, these are two great pieces of gear. It just depends on what you think your use case is going to be, and of course, how much you're willing to spend. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to give this video a like. And if you're looking for more DJ related content, be sure to click on one of the videos right here, and I'll catch you in the next one.